Hello viewers, I'm Dr. K.S.Neharkar and I welcome you in my YouTube channel lecture series on labor laws first. So viewers, in this lecture we are going to discuss what is the concept of strike and what are the essentials of strike. See friends, the right to strike is integral part of a right to association. Whenever any person makes his demands may not be considered, but demands of person group can be considered easily and it can be recognized also. Therefore, right to strike is very essential. And this right comes from the right to association, etc. Right to strike or the strike is nothing but a weapon in the hands of workers. The workers, through the act of strike, may attract the attention of employer as well as the attention of government, etc., to get their demands accepted from employer. It helps workers to pressurize the employer. We must see what is the basic object of strike. Basically, the strike is aimed to pressurize management to accept the demands of workers and to reach at settlement. The concept of strike we must understand. Generally, strike involves the quitting of work by a group of workers for the purpose of bringing pressure on their employers and their demands get accepted. So, a individual cannot go on a strike. Strike is always act by group. We must understand what is the definition of strike, which is given by Industrial Dispute Act. Section 2 clause Q of the act defines strike. A strike is a cessation of work by body of persons employed in industry acting in a combination or a concerted refusal of any number of persons who are or have been so employed to continue to work or to accept the employment. Friends, if you go through definition, you can understand that strike in strike group of workers agree to stop the working to protest against anything which they think. Viewers, now we are going to discuss what are the essentials of strike or what are the characteristics of strike. If you go through the definition of strike that is provided under Industrial Dispute Act, we can find following essentials. First essential of strike is there must be cessation of work or it is a stoppage of work. The strike means nothing but the withdrawal of work. The employees withdraw themselves from the work to protest against the employer or his policies. Then next essential of strike is the stoppage of work is body of persons employed in particular industry. The first thing we know, strike is nothing but the cessation of work or it is a stoppage of work. But we must understand from whom it is stopped, from whom the work is stopped, and the stoppage of work is by body of persons employed in a particular industry. It means a person or a single person cannot go on a strike. For a strike, that work must be stopped by group of workers. These workers may be all the workers of industry, or it may be any number of workers in industry. Secondly, the work is stopped by all those persons, all those workers who are employed in that industry. It means their names are on the muster roll of industry. So the strike cannot be declared by outsiders. So strike is by workers who are employed by the employer to work in industry. Then next essential of strike is, in a strike, worker must have been acting in a combination. Therefore, as I have already told you, strike is nothing but the act of group. That group stops the work. This is the act they have collectively done. They have collectively withdrawn from the work. They have collectively stopped the work. Another essential of strike is there must be concerted refusal under common understanding. Strike is concerted refusal to work under common understanding. The workers are employed in industry to work. Their basic duty is to render the services, to perform that work which is allotted to them. But due to the dispute with the employer, the workers adopt the act of strike to protect, protest against the employer. Therefore, they are refusing to perform that work which is allotted to them. They are refusing to do that for which they are employed. So they are doing this under common understanding. All are agreed to stop the work. All are knowing that what is the purpose for which they are withdrawing from the work. So friends, this is the concept of strike, and these are the essentials of strike. So thank you for viewing, thank you for watching my lecture. If you like my lecture, please subscribe my channel. Thank you friends.